What do you need to know if you're thinking of getting started on YouTube? If you want to be a creator, if you want to be a business owner, if you want to get started on YouTube and join the masses and masses of people that are creators nowadays, or YouTubers or influencers or whatever you call them, what do you need to know if you want to jump into that world and that's something that you want to do? Well, in this video and this live stream, that is what I'm going to answer. So I joined YouTube over 2 years ago. In that time, I've uploaded over 100 videos. My channel has got nearly 200,000 views, and it's been a long road, even though it's only been a couple of years, but it's still been a long road to get to 1,000 subscribers. And what does it even mean when you get to 1,000 subscribers and beyond, and you get past that? Well, so in this video, we're going to answer all of those questions. This is going to be 90 minutes of me sharing all of my 2 years of YouTube experience. So whether you're 2 years behind me, whether you're thinking of starting a channel, but you haven't even done it yet, whether you have started a channel and maybe you have 50 or 100 subscribers, 500 subscribers, maybe you've even got to 1,000 subscribers, and you might just find some value from this. Wherever you are in your journey, the last 2 years of my experience, hopefully you'll be able to get something from it. So this is the first live stream that I've ever done on this channel. So if you are here live, please jump in the chat and say hello. And if you're watching this on a replay, please drop hashtag replay in the comments and then let me know your thoughts as we go along. So here is a quick itinerary of what we are going to do throughout this live stream. So you got me for about 90 minutes. That's roughly how long this is going to be. So coming up in this video, first of all, I'm going to share who the hell am I and why you should listen to me and why I've got experience to tell you everything I know about YouTube. Then I'm going to share with you how and when I got started and why I got started on YouTube in the first place. My best and worst experiences in the last 2 years and everything that I've been through and sort of all the highs and all the lows of being a YouTuber. What I've learned after 2 years, over 100 videos, 200,000 views and over 1,000 YouTube subscribers. What have I learned? And I'm also going to share with you, if you're thinking about getting started, or maybe you're just interested and you already have a channel, and then I'm going to share with you my essential programs and my essential gear that I use as well. Some of them are free, most of them are cheap, because I don't have a ton of capital to invest into YouTube right now anyway, so I try and do things as efficiently and financially viable as possible. So hopefully some of this you'll find useful. Then we're going to talk about getting started as a YouTuber, and all of you people that are thinking about getting started and you're wondering whether it's the right thing to do or not. We're going to talk about the YouTube roller coaster that I've been through and that every other YouTuber seems to go through. And then I'm going to share with you, I think it's 12 pieces of my best advice for aspiring creators. And then at the end, if there's anyone watching this live, we're going to have a live Q&A at the end where you can ask me as many questions as you like until we get burned out and run out of time. So that is roughly what we're going to cover in this video. So first of all, let me start by saying, who am I? Why should you watch me? So I'm John. Hello. So I've been on YouTube for about 2 years. I started my first ever channel, my gaming channel, which was the Game Hawk. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. I mainly play Call of Duty DMZ mode on there with my friends. It's more just for fun. It's something I do for fun. I just chill out gaming and playing with people. And the reason why I got into YouTube in the first place was actually in the gaming niche. So basically I got started, I'm pretty sure it was March 2022. Someone confirm on my channel, let me know, but I'm pretty sure March 2022. And I got started because I loved playing Call of Duty. I'm a bit of a gamer at heart. I'm a massive tech nerd at heart. And I wanted to just carry on playing my games and stuff. But then I noticed there was a lot of streamers. And there was 2 streamers in particular that I followed. One was called Fixate, who is still a massive DMZ streamer today. And I watched him regularly. And he kind of just played DMZ on his own, doing solo runs. And he just really enjoyed it and really had fun with it. And occasionally he teamed up with other streamers, but most of the time he just played DMZ by himself. And then there was another streamer who's no longer on YouTube, and he was called Glitchy. And again, he was another solo streamer. Both of them were American. And I just thought, these people are just streaming Call of Duty by themselves, just having fun with it. I could do that as well. So I then just started looking into it. So I started researching. I started researching all the things you would need to stream, all the equipment you would need, all the and already had some of the equipment. Hey Jerry, how you doing? Hey Crystal Lee Mother, welcome in. So I already started looking at sort of OBS, which I'll come into later about the programs I use. But I started looking into the programs I use. You need to use for streaming, and I thought, okay, I can do this. This isn't too bad. So then I just started streaming DMZ with my friends, really, and that's how I got started. And Jerry, who's live in the chat right now, me and him just become quite close over playing DMZ and just started streaming that, and that's how it kind of started for me. Just streaming DMZ with my friends and having fun every night, and I just loved it, and it was really good until Call of Duty decided to tank the game and not do any more updates on it, but that's a whole different story. But that's how I got started. Now, so what else don't you know about me? Well, so I'm married, I've got 2 kids, I live in England, and yeah, I have a full-time job as well. So I just wanted to get started as a creator. I always knew I didn't want to do my full-time job forever. I enjoyed it when I was younger. When I was young and single, it was great fun. And it was really good, and I had good career aspirations. But now that I'm married and got kids, I want to spend more time with them. I want to spend more time with my family. And having a business enables you to do that. So especially off the back of COVID, during 2020 and late 2019, when everyone went into lockdown and people started working from home a lot, and it was just, there was a lot of emphasis on people working from home, and then a lot of entrepreneurs were born out of sort of COVID. So that's kind of where it come from for me. I knew I wanted to I've always loved YouTube, always been obsessed with it, and I've always loved gaming. So that's how I got into it in the first place. That was where my sort of YouTube journey was born back in, I think it was March 2022 on DMZ. And then, like I said, me and Jerry just teamed up and just started playing Call of Duty together, and it was just great fun. And I still do play it quite regularly with my friends. And not I say regularly, I'm trying to play at least once a week now because I've got other things going on with business and stuff like that. But I'm still trying to play at least once a week, and I'm going to try and keep my GameHawk channel sort of going, and I'm trying to upload at least one video every couple of weeks, do a live stream once a week just to keep it going, because for me, it's just a way to blow off steam and have fun and enjoy it. So that's me. That's how I got started. And then I think 6 months later, I started this channel, the one you're watching this video on right now. And that was born out of my tech reviews, because I've always loved tech. I've always been obsessed with tech and filmmaking. So I do filmmaking as well on the side. That's a little side business I have. And that's something that I've always had a bit of a passion in. And just tech, I love cameras. I love microphones. I love just monitors and gaming gear and all that sort of thing. I love tech specs. So if I'm going to buy something, I'll spend hours and hours and hours reviewing it. So I go into proper hyper focus mode. So I wanted to just thought, well, I could just share that knowledge with other people, because I enjoy making videos. I don't have a lack of camera confidence. So yeah, that's what I wanted to do. So that is me, and that is how and when I got started. Like I said, it was in March 2022 on my gaming channel, and then I think it was August 2022 on this channel when I started. Then I just kept the two separate. One was just for gaming and live streams of DMZ and DMZ videos and general gaming videos of things I enjoyed. And one was tech reviews, filmmaking and all that sort of stuff. Now I've sort of gone into the world of YouTube education as well. So this channel now covers tech reviews, filmmaking, YouTube education, with a little bit of sort of productivity sprinkled in, because as you can see by all my productivity shelf here, I love trying to think of ways to always keep on top of your game and keep your best. So I've been on YouTube for over 2 years now. I've got 1,000 subscribers on this channel. I've got about 1,400 on my gaming channel, both of which are now monetized. Yes, thank God. And I've got, I can't remember how many views on my gaming channel. I'll have to check that and let you know. But I've also got 200,000 views on this channel, and about 100 videos on this channel. The gaming channel, you can't really count the videos because you're uploading you're doing a live stream every other day. So it's like, I think it's 200 or something like that, but you just keep doing live streams. It doesn't take as much effort as it does to do the videos on this channel, because it requires a lot more editing on this channel. So that is how and when I got started. Thank you, Juan, for the congratulations. Much appreciated. So if you are enjoying my content and if you are enjoying my videos, then please don't forget to hit that little subscribe button down below and have the notification bell enabled so you can be updated on when I'm releasing new content, new videos, live streams like this. I'm going to try and do these a bit more often and just go from there. So now that you know me, now that you know John, the husband, the father, the person who works a full-time job, the filmmaker, the YouTuber, the business owner, trying to juggle absolutely everything. It's bloody hard work, I'm telling you. It is not easy, but I do enjoy it. I always thrive under pressure, or I try to at least. So now let's talk about my best and worst experiences with YouTube. So, best and worst experiences. So this is kind of split over both my channels. So my best experiences, I can give you two of them, for example. One was like the gaming channel was just generally when I got to play with people like Jerry, the Witch, Malahir, the people I play with regularly and have really good vibes with and have really good fun with, and just we have an absolute laugh. And my wife has to come downstairs at sort of 10 or 11 p.m. at night when she's just got the kids to sleep and she's trying to get an early night. She comes down and shouts at me and tells me off because I'm laughing my ass off and having too much fun with my friends. Those times I just love. When you get raided by people like Fixate and Onic, which happened to me a couple of times, and all of a sudden you go from having 100 people or 50 people watching, sorry, to about 500 people watching. And then all of a sudden you jump up by about 100 subscribers, and it's just in one live stream, and it's just great fun. That's that sort of thing. I really just enjoyed the vibe of it. And that's something I would tell anyone that wants to start a YouTube channel, is just have fun with it. If it's something you enjoy, YouTube shouldn't be a job to begin with. It should be something you enjoy as a side hustle, because it's going to be difficult enough when you get started. You should just enjoy it and just have fun with it. Like I'm kind of doing now. This is the first live stream I've done. I've got my notes on my side, but this is completely unscripted, completely, obviously I can't edit it. It's a live stream. So all I've made is a few graphics to prepare for this. So this is completely just raw and authentic, which is a bit of a different from what I normally do. I'm normally sort of edit my videos so they're kind of a little bit perfect and all that kind of thing. So you should just enjoy it. Another thing that's good is I made a video on my Game Hawk channel that I think now has about 80,000 views, which is a complete outlier for that channel. And that was amazing. Another time that was really amazing, one of my best experiences, was when me and my wife went recently to Barcelona. And normally I'm glued to my mobile phone and my YouTube Studio mobile app. I'm usually glued to that, the analytics, the subscriber count, the comments, all that sort of thing. But when we went away to Barcelona, I decided I was not going to view my channel at all. And then when I didn't view it, I went away and I had something like 700 and something subscribers. And she said to me, what's the goal when you get back? Because I launched 2 videos. I was scheduled one for the day we was leaving and one to be released 3 days later while we were out there. And she said, what's the goal when we come back? And I said, I'd like to have at least 800, ideally, subscribers. But I know that's aiming a bit higher, because at the time I was averaging like 10 or 20 new subscribers a week. So to want to get about 70 or 80 in one go was a lot. And she looked at me and just smiled, because she checked it and obviously I didn't. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to check. Don't want to know. When I did check, I had my video get about 7,500 views, and I got about 150 new subscribers just over 2 days from that one video. So that was obviously an incredible result. And that pushed me so much closer to the 1,000 mark, which is where I'm at now, obviously. So that was just amazing. And I just loved it. It was such a good buzz and such a good high. The worst experiences it's just about videos not really performing that well. So videos on this channel, for example, they require a lot more filming, a lot more scripting, research and editing. And there's been videos that I've spent probably about 4 hours researching and scripting. And I've done some videos where I've scripted them completely, some where I've just done bullet points, and I've done it more casually and off the cuff. The problem with those eyes, they take longer to edit because you have more outtakes. So I've kind of leaned towards a bit more scripting, really, but I'm playing around with both and seeing what works better. So there, I just spent ages making a video, like researching it, scripting it, filming it, then about 10 hours editing it to upload it, and it gets 30 views. And you just get so disheartened by that. You try changing the thumbnail, you try changing the title, and you try editing it in the YouTube studio editor and nothing works. It just doesn't perform. And then you just have to put your tail between your legs and go, okay, no problem. That one's tanked. What can I do? Just wasted hours of my life. Like I'm not going to get back. And that is unfortunately the way YouTube goes. I've had loads of people in the comments, exactly like a comment that's just come in the live. I've had loads of comments say that your videos are really good and your editing's really good and your production value is really good and your knowledge is really good and you should be getting more views. But unfortunately, the algorithm just doesn't work like that. And I'm humble enough to know that there's bigger and better people than me out there that are going to perform better. And eventually I'll get there, and I'm growing at a steady rate. It's just going to take time. YouTube is a long game. It's not something you can win overnight. So those are my best and worst experiences. Next, what have I learned after 1,000 subscribers? So what have I learned? Well, I've learned that YouTube is a long game. Quite simply, as I just said, is not a quick cash grab. It's not something where you can look at the big streamers like ENQUIRES and Fix8 and Dr. Disrespect, or look at the big tech reviewers like Marquez Brownlee and Mr. Who's the Boss and people like that who get contacted by brands saying, we want to come to your, can you come to our event? We'll fly you first business class over to our event in New York, and we can come to this nice reception and review our product, and we'll put you up in a hotel for a week, and we'll also pay you $5,000 for the privilege, and then you can make a video about it. Or you can make a video and it gets like 1 million views. It doesn't happen like that. Like the big streamers like Fix8 and ENQUIRES and Dr. Disrespect, who get 2,000 people watching them live and they make like $1,000 a day. It doesn't work like that for new creators. You literally have to start from zero and build up your reputation from the ground up. That is the thing you have to realize. It's not that easy. Everyone thinks YouTube is easy and everyone can do it. And that's not the case. It's not easy. Not everyone can do it. It is incredibly hard. It is very difficult. I've learned that you have to do a lot of jobs by yourself. So I do probably 4 or 5 full-time jobs by myself. You have to do filming. You have to learn filmmaking. You have to learn editing. You have to learn thumbnail design, graphic design. You have to learn how to set up and use programs like OBS if you're streaming, or even if you're just recording videos or doing whatever like this. It's just hard. It's just hard. Jerry, yeah, man, you know, Jerry's been on the platform for, I think, 4 or 5 months longer than me. And he's got, what, 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers more than me. He's got a fairly big audience. It's hard. But Jerry is obviously doing very well now, and rightly so. Like, the bloke's amazing. And his channel's amazing. If you haven't checked out Jerry's channel, go and check it out. If you like Call of Duty and Grey Zone Warfare and games like that, go check it out. But it's hard. It's not easy at all. And the other thing is, if you've got a family. So for example, a lot of YouTubers that you'll see online will talk about, oh, you can get started with YouTube. You can do it part-time. You can do it while you're juggling your full-time job. And it's easy. The problem is it's just, you can't do it when you've got kids. Well, you can, but it's very hard. Because if you're young, so this is what I'd say to young people. If you're sort of 20 years old and you're in university or wherever and you're thinking about becoming a YouTube creator, do it now. Just do it. Because I've decided to do it too late. I wish I'd have done it when I hit 30, because that was a few years before I had my kids. And it was just, I would have had the time. So many days when I got home from work and all I did was sit and chill out in front of Netflix or Disney or whatever, or just play games offline and just zone out for ages with my friends. And don't get me wrong, you need that time. You do need that time for yourself, but there's no better time to be a creator than when you've got the time, because trying to do it with young kids and a wife, you're trying to be a good husband, you're trying to be a father, you've also got to try and work, and you're trying to build a YouTube channel, do filming, editing, graphic design, all that stuff. It's so hard. I barely have any downtime now. I basically do all of stuff like this when my kids are in bed, or like I get home from work and like all the kids are in daycare and things like that. It's so difficult to try and balance everything. Or weekends. We don't have any plans at the weekends. Rather than making plans to go and do stuff, I just end up squirreling away and grinding away to do YouTube. It's very difficult. So that's another thing I've learned, is that it is hard. It is not easy. Do not get disillusioned and look at these big YouTubers, big creators, big streamers, whether you're in the gaming niche, let's use the two different niches that I'm in, right? Tech and gaming. So gaming, don't look at people like Fixate and Onic who are getting 2,000 people watch them live and making $1,000 a day and think I could do that. Don't look at tech reviewers and think I could make one video, get 1 million views and get flown halfway around the world by Sony and get paid $10,000 and make 6 figures a year. You can't, it's not that easy. It can be done. Yes, it can. They've obviously done it. They started with nothing and built all the way up, but it's not easy. That's the biggest thing I'll give you, is that it's hard. It can be done, but it is hard. Right, now that I've killed your ego a little bit, I don't mean to do that, by the way. YouTube is amazing and I bloody love it. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. Absolutely obsessed with YouTube. I'm obsessed with having a business. I'm obsessed with growing it. I'm obsessed with helping people that are 2 years behind me, that have not started their channel yet, that just really want to do it, that just want to get started building up their channels and getting videos that go viral and all that stuff. And I'm obsessed with helping those people. They're 2 years behind where I was, but you have to understand it's not easy and you have to do something you enjoy. Right, next, let's talk about, so if you do want to get started on YouTube, let's talk about the essential programs and gear I use pretty much every day to get my channel rolling. Let's have a sip of coffee first. Oh, it's coffee time. I shouldn't be drinking coffee this late, really, but there we go. Right, so start with programs first. I've got my little notes here to let me know what programs I use because I've got the memory of a goldfish. So for starters, OBS. I use OBS to film a lot of my talking head videos. The reason for that is because if you're filming on your camera, like a Sony camera like I'm here, the issue is you have to film on the camera, then transfer it to the computer, and that takes like 20 minutes. Whereas you could just film it straight to the computer from OBS and record it, and you get the same quality. And it's straight on the computer. You haven't got to worry about it transferring. So that's why I do everything on OBS. OBS is completely free. It stands for Open Broadcast Software. You just go to, I think it's obsproject.com, and you can just download it, get started. I don't have an affiliate link for them. It's just such a good program for live streaming. I use it for live streaming in all of my gaming videos. I know Jerry used OBS for live streaming. I know a lot of big creators use OBS for live streaming. It is one of the best programs for live streaming and for making videos. I use that for these graphics. All I do is create my graphics. I'm going to talk about the program I used to create them in a minute. And then you just upload them to OBS and you can just toggle them on or off, and you can have graphics like this while you're there. Yeah, graphics like that. And you can just have all your graphics come up and you can toggle them on or off. OBS is brilliant for streaming. You can also use it to record, to do so much. It's a really, really good program. So I'd highly recommend you get OBS. Next, I use Canva for thumbnails and graphics. That's where I do all of my graphics and make all of my thumbnails. Photoshop you can use, and I also have Photoshop, and I do use it for other things. I occasionally use it for making thumbnails, but most of the time I use Canva because, one, it's cheaper. Secondly, it has a much lower learning curve. So you can figure it out. If you're not tech savvy at all, you can easily figure Canva out. Photoshop, you actually need to invest a lot of time and effort into watching sort of YouTube videos and tutorials on how to use it, because it is quite a difficult program to use. I think so anyway. Maybe I'm just stupid, but Canva's quite easy to use. And I use that for all of my graphics, all of my thumbnails, and it's very, very simple. And the Pro plan is relatively reasonably priced, I think. Next, I use VidIq. Now you have options here like VidIq or TubeBuddy. VidIq and TubeBuddy are both for research, ideas, and your analytics for your channel, and sort of AI-based help and optimization for your YouTube channel. I recommend everyone would get VidIq. I do have an affiliate link for that. So if you use my affiliate link, that goes towards supporting the channel. You don't pay any extra at all, obviously. It just goes towards supporting the channel. But VidIq I use every day pretty much for, and it helps you with your research online. It helps you with learning how to use other channels to get video ideas. It helps you with all your analytics and that sort of thing, finding outliers, just all of your research. Really, really good. Then next, I use a program called Notion, which costs $9.99 a month here in the UK. I'm not sure what it is in dollars. I think it's like $12 a month or something. And that is basically where I my base of operations is. That is where all of my workflow is, my research, my ideas, my calendar for the day, my daily habit tracking, pretty much everything to do with my business and my YouTube, I use Notion for. And I use a program called Creator HQ, which is by a guy called Jay Klaus. It's basically a Notion template by a guy called Jay Klaus from Creator Science. And it is made for YouTubers. Now, you could set this up yourself and just make it all up yourself. However, it is going to take you hours to learn how to use Notion. It is quite a tricky platform to use. Again, might just be me, I might just be stupid, but I find it quite difficult to use. Whereas if you just use the Creator HQ template and then you can just customize it how you want, it's so easy and it takes you 5 minutes. And one thing I'll come on to later is you should always invest in buying time back, because one of your most valuable assets in life is time. And whenever you buy something, 90% of the time you could do it yourself, right? When you're buying a course, when you're buying knowledge or experience, 90% of the time you could always do that yourself and figure it out yourself. But what you're paying for is the packaging and the knowledge and experience of that person that they're going to give you. So for example, with the Creator HQ package, you could just create that yourself and just copy it. But it would take you so much longer to figure it out when you just buy it and then it's already there, done. It takes you 5 minutes to set it up. So I would highly recommend you get that. I use it for all of my videos, research, daily habit tracking, everything like that. It's so good. Now for my video editing, I use Vinci Resolve purely because it's free and it's bloody good and easy to use. Now you've got other programs. You've got CapCut is a popular one nowadays, especially for mobile creators. You've got Premiere Pro, you've got Final Cut Pro. They're sort of the big ones, and then DaVinci Resolve. Now, I use DaVinci Resolve because it's the cheapest option. Final Cut Pro, I think you have to pay a one-off cost of $300 for. Now, I've not used it. Apparently, it's really good, but that's made mainly for sort of Mac users and Apple users, whereas I'm on a Windows PC here. That's what this is. Next, you have Premiere Pro, which I think is kind of going a little bit out of fashion now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's kind of, a lot of people are coming away from that. And that is, I think it's $300 a year to have access to that. And then you've got DaVinci, where it's completely free. I still use the free version. If you want to get the pro version, it's a one-off payment of $300, and then you have that for life, forever. But I still use the free version because there's no sort of features in the pro version that at the moment I would use. Now, for filmmaking, you can't edit in 10-bit color on DaVinci Resolve unless you have the pro version. You can only edit in 8-bit color on the free version, which is what I use. So I just always edit in 8-bit color because, quite frankly, that works and no one really can tell the difference. But to be honest, I'll probably end up getting the pro version just so I can record in 8-bit color, 10-bit color, just because why not? You know, when in Rome, try and all that sort of thing. So that's what I use for editing. Then for all of my sound effects and music and all that sort of thing, I use Soundstripe. I'm about to change to Artlist. Soundstripe is really good. It's $19 a month, but it does have quite a few limitations and not a great library. Artlist is, I think you pay yearly and it's $140 for the year. So it actually works out cheaper than Soundstripe if you pay yearly. And it's got a much bigger library and much more options and a lot more there. So yeah, I would recommend Artlist over the two because I just think it's got a bigger and better library. Then for my B-roll footage you see in my videos, I use Envato Elements. Go and check them out. That's where I get all my B-roll and stock footage. And then for my weekly newsletter, I use ConvertKit. That is probably the best program out there for a weekly newsletter. It's really good. It's got amazing templates. It's just awesome. And then for my course that I'm building out, which if you want to know about my course and if you want to get started as a YouTuber or a creator and you want to fast track your way to 1,000 subscribers, then check out my link below and join my waitlist. But for that, I use a program called High Level. Now you can use Kajabi, Kartra, or even School is another option. High Level, I just think is the better option. Trust me, I've spent hours hyper-focusing on which platform is the best for the best price. And Kajabi is arguably the best one, but it also is the most expensive. It costs you a minimum of $150 a month, whereas High Level, the basic plan is $90 a month, and it has everything that Kajabi has and more, a lot of features that Kajabi doesn't have. So I prefer that. It also has a social media planner and scheduler and stuff like that in it. So I would recommend high level. I'm still using it, still setting it all up, so haven't really had a time to do a full review on it. But from what I've seen on it and the research I've done, there's a reason why I've gone with it, because it's arguably the best. Right, now let's talk about the gear that I use. So what I'm filming this on right now is the Sony a7 IV. I use it with let me see if I can get this right, a 35mm f1.4 G Master lens. I think I've got that right. And that's my daily driver. That is what I use to film all of my talking head videos, all of my B-roll footage if I'm out and about. And pretty much all of my videos and live streams are done on this camera. I use it with a dummy battery. What a dummy battery is, if you don't know what it is basically a battery that plugs into the bottom of the camera that has a wire attached to it, and it plugs straight into the mains. So it's not an actual battery. It just goes into the camera as a battery would, and then it plugs straight into the mains. So it's fully charged all the time. It's basically powered directly from the mains. Then I have a HDMI cable plugged into the Sony a7 IV. That is then plugged into a Elgato Camlink 4K, and then that is plugged into my computer. So if you try to live stream on your camera, it will only live stream in full HD. It won't live stream in 4K. To live stream in 4K, you need to get the Elgato Camlink 4K, plug the HDMI lead into that, and plug the Camlink into the computer. Just give you a minute to process that, because that's a lot of information overload. What else do I use? This microphone is a Deity V07U podcast mic, and it is a USB mic. It just plugs straight into the computer via USB. It's connected to a boom arm, which is connected to my desk. It has a soundproofing thing here, whatever you want to call it. I've drawn a blank. Basically, it stops the plosives. That's really good. And you can adjust the volume and stuff on the side. It's got little wheels here where you can adjust the volume on the side there. That is my main microphone that I use. I also, as a B-roll camera, when I'm doing video calls with my team or business calls, I use this, which is the Logitech Brio Stream 4K. This will cost you about $200, I think, and it's the best 4K webcam that you can get, arguably. And again, it's just a USB camera. It just plugs straight in to the camera, plugs straight into the computer, sorry, and it's just a brilliant 4K webcam. So if my camera tends to overheat, because it does if I'm on a call for longer than an hour or so, this does tend to overheat if you're constantly live streaming for over an hour, then I'll just switch to the B-roll cam, which is the Logitech Brio Stream, and it obviously the quality is not as good, but it's good enough. Next, these are my gaming / editing headphones, and these are the Rode NTH 100s. The reason why I like these is because they're wired. They have zero latency, so you have no issues with like delay or sound delay or anything like that. They have arguably the crispest and the best sound on the market. They cost you about $100. They're nice and flexible, they're nice and comfortable, and the cable locks in. So if you plug the cable in, it completely locks, so you can't pull that out. If one of my kids come along and tries to yank it, it doesn't work. They can't do it. My keyboard and mouse are Alienware keyboard and mouse. I can't obviously show them to you, but that's an Alienware. My other camera, which you probably would have seen a lot of videos on nowadays, is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I love this thing at the minute. It is one of the most phenomenal cameras I've ever used, and I just absolutely love it. It is such a brilliant camera. So good. And if I flip this around, you can actually see the Sony a7 IV in all of its glory. If it focuses, there you go. You can see my Sony a7 IV set up right there. That's how it looks. And the Osmo Pocket 3, arguably the best pocket camera, B-roll camera that you can get right now, vlogging camera, etc. For $600. You get the camera, you get the creator combo, which comes with a bag of goodies. You get a DJI Mic 2, which is one of the best lavalier mics out there, and you just turn the Mic 2 on, turn this on, and you can just go vlog out and about, keep this in your pocket. And it has a 1-inch CMOS sensor, which is incredible. You would not be able to tell the difference between this and my Sony camera unless you're really looking for it. It is a brilliant, brilliant camera. So that is the gear I use, my daily gear. My lights, I have a light over here to my left, which is a softbox light. And I have a light above me, in sort of around the edge of the wall, which is sort of a light just framing me in front. That's just my sort of lights. And then behind me, you can see I've got some gear and stuff in the background. So that's the gear that I use to make all of my YouTube videos. All in all, I've built this studio over the space of about 2-3 years, and everything I would probably say is about $4,500. The camera being $2,000 by itself, and the lens obviously. So it's gear that I've built up over time. It's not gear that I've just went out one day and was like, I've got $5,000 to spend, let's go out and buy it all. No, I had to save up and save up and save up and buy the gear as I was going along. So that's what I would recommend that you do. So now that you know who I am, how and when I got started, all my best and worst experiences, what I've learned, and you know all the gear I use to make my YouTube videos, now let's talk about you and you getting started on YouTube. So now we're going to talk about the YouTube roller coaster, which every creator goes through at some point in their journey, especially when they're just getting started out. Now, the YouTube roller coaster was spoken about by Alex Hormozi, who, if you don't know, he is a massive business entrepreneurial guru. Basically, he's so clever. He's really good. He's built multiple businesses from the ground up, and he makes so much content on YouTube about starting a business, how to buy and sell products, all of that sort of thing. He's just really good. But he talks about business, but the same principle applies to YouTube. So any YouTube creator, whether you're just starting out or thinking about getting started out, will go through this roller coaster, myself included. So this is what it is. So there's 5 stages to being a YouTuber. So when you first start, you look at this line here. So when you first start off as a YouTuber, you'll start off with this one, which is uninformed optimism. So when you first start on YouTube, you think, this is bloody brilliant. I can do this. I've seen the big streamers, the big creators who are getting millions of views, that are getting hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue, that are getting sponsorship deals, that are getting flown halfway across the world, that are living their best life, that are just living a millionaire lifestyle. I see the streamers that get up at 7 in the morning and stream for 5 hours and make $1,000 in 5 hours, and much more in ad revenue and sponsorship deals, and just from playing video games. I can do that. And then you start doing it. So then you start learning how to grow on YouTube. You set up your channel, you start making your first few videos, and it's all going all right. But then you realize that I've got to do all of my YouTube videos. Hey, Jason, how you doing? So then you realize, okay, so I've got to film all my own videos. I've now got to edit all my own videos, upload them all by myself in my own time for absolutely no money. That is when you get to this point, which is, wait for it to come up. There you go. The point of realization. And that point is when you think, this is not as easy as what I thought it was. This is actually really difficult. I don't know how all these big YouTubers are doing it. This is really bloody difficult. And I've got to do everything by myself. I'm not getting paid a penny. I'm spending hours and hours and hours making videos, filming them, editing them, uploading them, making titles and thumbnails. I'm not getting paid a damn penny for it. And I'm getting 20 views for every video that I'm making. And that is when you start going down this slope. And that is when you reach the second stage, which is informed pessimism. When you understand how difficult YouTube is, and you understand how actual hard it is, and all of the stuff that goes into it, and all of the effort and everything you've got to put into it, you know how hard that is. And then you just realize that it's not going to be as easy as you first thought. Then you start going down this slope until you get to the third stage, which is the valley of despair. Now, most people quit between the second stage, informed pessimism, and the valley of despair. That is where most people will quit YouTube and just give up with it. They might have a little bit of success. They might do pretty well to begin with. They might get a little bit of success and a few like $1,000 and whatever, and they're thinking about quitting, and I'm doing okay, it's going all right. Or maybe you're just on your journey to 1,000 subscribers, and you've got a little bit of positivity at the beginning, and then you realize how bloody difficult it is, and that's when it just goes downhill, downhill, downhill until you hit the valley of despair. So like I said, most people give up between informed pessimism and the valley of despair. And the problem with that is that you then start the cycle all over again with a new business venture. You'll start something else. Maybe you go into coaching. Maybe you go into buying and selling products. Maybe whatever it is, you then start off with uninformed pessimism, then informed pessimism. You realize, oh wait, this is actually really hard, and then you go downhill again, and then you just keep repeating the cycle. Whereas with YouTube, if you just stick with it and you get to the valley of despair and you actually stick with it and you keep plugging away and you don't give up, then you'll get to the point kind of where I am now, when you get to the fourth stage, which is informed optimism. And then once you get to informed optimism, you realize, right, I've got to 1,000 subscribers. I'm making some money. I'm monetizing the channel now. I realize that the momentum's going well. My subscribers are going up. My videos are getting good views. I understand the math now. I understand that this is difficult and that it's going to be a hard journey. But I also understand that if I keep plugging away, keep making videos, keep doing what everyone else has done and where every other creator has been, then eventually I will get to this level, which is success. And then once you get to success, that's when whatever your version of success is, the goalpost will change a fair bit. But once you get to success, that is when you'll realize, okay, I can do it now. I'll be okay. And I will make some money and I will carry on growing at a decent rate. And then I'll start getting sponsorship deals. And then the ad revenue will keep climbing up. My views will keep climbing up. And then it will just get better and better and better and better. And the goalpost will just keep moving. And that is when you just keep going up and up and up. And that is the 5 stages of being a YouTuber. So I would highly recommend it if you're just starting, whether you've got 100 subscribers, 500 subscribers, whatever you've got, and if you're in that stage of the red arrow going down and you're thinking, oh, this is too hard, man, I'm just going to give up. Like, I can't be bothered with it anymore. I don't have the time. Just don't give up. Just don't do it. I've had this a little bit with my gaming channel where I've been trying to focus too much on this channel, that my gaming channel was kind of taken a hit, and that I forgot the essence of what my gaming channel was. It was just me having fun with my friends and I was just streaming it. And whether I had 5 people watching or 100 people watching, it doesn't matter. Like, you're just having fun with your friends and you just happen to be streaming it, and you're growing the whole time. Whether you get 1 subscriber a day or 100 subscribers a day, you're still getting that growth, and it will still get there eventually. It's just progress. It's just evolution. It's just how it works. You just don't give up. Just don't give up. So now let's talk about my best advice for aspiring creators. So if you're just starting, let me just do that again because I forgot something. Oh, I need a coffee. I shouldn't be drinking coffee this late. It's like 8 p.m. here. Right, so now let's talk about... No, that went wrong. So what's my best advice for aspiring creators? Whether you've just started on YouTube, whether you've just got 50 subscribers, 100 subscribers, 500 subscribers, or even if you've got to 1,000, what is my best advice for aspiring creators? So I'll say this again. God. So I'll say this again for anyone that's not heard it, but I'm John. I've got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I've got 200,000 views on my channel. I've got over 100 videos, and I've also got a gaming channel which I've grown to 1,000 subscribers. So after 2 years of me being on YouTube and those stats, what is my best advice for aspiring creators that are thinking about getting started? Well, my first bit of advice is that you should just learn as much as you can when you first get on the platform, when you first think about getting started, when you first think about starting a channel. Before you do anything, just learn as much as you can from everyone. There's so much free information out there. You don't need to spend tons of money to begin with to learn. You can just learn from just doing your own research. And I'm going to recommend some channels to you that I think you should follow. Follow channels like Think Media and VidIQ, Creator Science, Film Booth, Nick Nimmin, Roberto Blake. They are all YouTube growth channels, and they will help you to get started on YouTube. They'll talk about everything from what sort of videos to make compelling hooks, to make great titles and thumbnails, to how to write good scripts, how to edit your videos, what sort of things you should be doing to capture people's attention. Those channels just put out free content every single day, as well as my channel, obviously. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to know YouTube growth education, because That's what I'm doing as well on this channel, as well as filmmaking and tech reviews, which is other things you're going to need to know. But all of those channels, including my own, will help you to get started. And we will all just give you free information, free videos that we've learned from our experience over the last few years that works and that we found that works. So things that worked, things that don't work, and we'll just share that with you so you know what to do and what not to do. So just learn as much as you can. Then follow some business channels like Alex Hormozy, Simon Squibb, Dan Martell. They will give you advice on business and sales and how to get started with selling products and building your funnels and automating your systems so you can sell your brand and market yourself to maximize your revenue. Then you want to follow channels like Full-Time Filmmaker, which is a channel about they help you with all your filmmaking and how to film yourself, edit yourself, how to do B-roll and all that sort of thing, what sort of cameras and gear to use. Channels like that are just really, really good for helping you with the whole filmmaking part of it. Then you can follow a channel called Creator Wizard or Justin Moore, which will help you with sponsorship deals and how to get the best sponsorships for brands. Once you've got to 1,000 subscribers and the brands start rolling in, you can then follow them and they will give you all the best advice. All of these channels, and there's much more out there. And if you know any, drop them in the comments or drop it in the chat. But all of these channels will help you to grow your channel and just make you learn as much as possible when you're first starting out, because you need to be a sponge and just absorb all of the information that you can from other people. And there's so much free information out there that you can just learn it all for free by watching YouTube videos when you're or listening to YouTube videos or podcasts when you're on your way to work, when you're in bed, when you're driving anywhere, like anything you're doing when you've got any free time, rather than sitting in front of Netflix or binge watching some rubbish on telly. Use the time to learn and grow as a person and develop yourself, because you will only get better. I spent about 6 months just binge watching and absorbing every piece of information I could before I even got started on this channel or my other channel, so that I would have a competitive edge over anyone else, so that I knew what to do. Your first videos are always going to suck. They always are. And my first videos sucked. My videos now will probably suck when I look back in 2 years' time. But all you can do is just keep getting better each time. So just absorb as much information as you can. Watch videos on editing. Watch videos on graphic design. Watch videos on how to do basic research on YouTube and stuff like that. Just watch as much as you can and learn as much as you can to get better. And that brings me on to my next piece of advice before you get started. And that is to be absolutely sure that YouTube is what you want. So before you get started as a YouTuber, be absolutely sure it's what you want. Don't just do it because you think, well, they're doing it, I can do it. Or you see your friends doing it and stuff like that. Don't just jump on the bandwagon. Be absolutely sure that it's something that's right for you. We have someone in our community, who I'm not going to name, who Jerry knows who I'm talking about if he's still watching. But we have someone in our community who is, we all joke and say they're the most popular non-streamer streamer, because this person we play with regularly. They're one of the most authentic and genuine personalities you can meet, and they're great. We love them. They're just great friends of ours. We play with them, Call of Duty and other games with them regularly. And if they were to stream, they would blow up. But they just don't stream because they're not interested. They just don't want to stream. So, but they have people, they have big streamers fighting to get their attention and to stream with them regularly, but they just don't want to. So be absolutely sure it's what you want. If you want to be a streamer or a content creator or make videos like I'm making, be absolutely sure it's what you want. And the next thing I would say is to enjoy it. Like, make sure that you enjoy what you're doing. Don't get started if it's going to be a chore from you from the outset. If you're thinking, oh, I've got to make videos on tractors and I hate bloody tractors, then don't do it. You've got to enjoy it. I make videos on tech and filmmaking because I love tech. I'm a big tech nerd. I love tech. I love filmmaking. And I like stuff about productivity because I'm all about trying to be productive and get the most out of every hour I can in the day, especially with kids and a wife and a family and job and all that sort of thing. And I also love YouTube education and learning everything I can about YouTube. So I just share everything that I'm going to learn anyway because I love it with all of my audience and make videos about it. That is what you should do. That is the bar you should be aiming for. And then once it turns to a business, it turns to a business, but make sure it's what you want to do. Then once you know what you want to do, you need to pick a lane. So get started with a niche is what I'm trying to say there. Pick a niche. Don't try and make videos that's going to help a massive broad audience. So you look at my channel, right? So my channel is mainly for new and aspiring creators. So that includes everything to do with tech and filmmaking that you're going to need to be a creator. The cameras and microphones and gear you're going to need in order to be a vlogger, a creator, a streamer, all of that sort of thing. Your computer setup, your studio setup, all of that sort of thing you're going to need to be a creator. The YouTube education part of it, which I've been on YouTube for 2 years, just got 1,000 subscribers. I've got another gaming channel with 1,000 subscribers. So I have a little bit of knowledge on it and I'm obsessed with it anyway. So I'm sharing my knowledge with people that want to get started. So the YouTube education part of it. And when you're trying to be a YouTuber and you're trying to be a creator and you're trying to learn everything there is to know about being a creator, most of the time you've got a job as well. So you're going to need to try and balance everything and be productive. Hence the productivity part of it. It all blends in and all works together. That is my niche. That is my area. My actual tagline for my channel is to help aspiring creators to 5 times their income through YouTube and to get started on YouTube. So that is what you need to have. You need to have a tagline and you need to have a niche. Well, the best thing to do is to actually go onto Word or Notion or whatever, open up some notes on your phone and write down who your ideal target audience is. Give them a name. Write down all of what they want to do. What's their age? What's their hobbies? What's their interests? What things they're struggling with in life? What do they want to do? What's their dreams and goals? And then you will have a channel avatar, and all your videos need to be aimed at that one person. So you need to pretend they're actually a real person. That's where you pick a lane, and that's how you get more views, because you're targeting a specific audience. Next is to just get started. Now, I've said this before, but if you're an aspiring creator, or even if you're thinking about getting started, and I'm talking to you right now, I don't want to hear, oh, I'll get started tomorrow. Yeah, I thought about starting a channel. Yeah, I could. Okay. Why don't you set up your channel tonight and make your first video tomorrow and upload it tomorrow? Oh, no, I can't do that tomorrow. Oh, no, I'm not ready yet. Well, why not? What's stopping you? I haven't got the right gear. Okay. Why don't you choose your phone? No, I can't do that. I can't just use my phone. Why not? I want to have all the right gear first. Okay, well, how far off are you having the right gear? I'm about 3 or 4 months of saving away from it. Well, that's 3 or 4 months worth of content you could be making. Just film on your phone, man. Like, you just need to get started. Start messy. Just start messy. Now, I would recommend you learn first. Like, spend I'd say about 2 months worth of, or at least 28 days, I would say, if you're going to invest hard into it, of learning all the basics of what you need to know about filmmaking, editing, what works on YouTube, thumbnails, hooks, all that sort of thing. So you have a basic level of knowledge. And then once you've got that basic level of knowledge, just get started and just get started making videos. Don't worry about being perfect. Just do it. That's my best bit of advice right there. Then I would say, once you have got started and you are making videos, repeat in the first 10 seconds whatever the title and thumbnail of your video has promised. So as you can see here, the first 10 seconds was something like 2 years of YouTube experience in 90 minutes or 60 minutes or whatever. I repeated that right at the beginning of this live stream, because you need to have your audience want to know what they want to know. They want the promise. They want to be delivered upon. They don't want to click on a thumbnail. And I've said this before in one of my other videos, where you make a video about how to swim with sharks, and then it's got a thumbnail of a shark and the title is how to swim with sharks. You click on that video and then it's about, okay, so we're in the sea today where there's loads of sharks, but we're going to learn to make the perfect omelette. They're like, I didn't click on that for an omelette. I wanted to know about you swimming with sharks. Because you need to double down on what the video actually promises. Don't deviate from what the video promises. You need to actually double down on that. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. Normally I edit this, like, all the fluff out, but it's obviously a live stream, so I can't. By the way, if you are enjoying this and you are liking it and enjoying and getting some value, to give me some sort of I don't know, make me feel valued. Give me some sort of reassurance in the chat or the comments. Like, drop a comment below. Let me know what you're thinking of this so far. Am I resonating with you at all? Am I talking complete and utter rubbish? And if you are enjoying this, please consider subscribing below, because, I need all the help I can get. Right, where was I up to? I was up to repeat. Right, so next is to keep it simple. No, hang on, I'm clicking the wrong one. This is what happens when you go live, people. You make mistakes, and I'm clicking all over the place, making the mistakes here. Number 6. There we go. Number 6. Keep it simple. Number 6 is to keep it simple. And what I mean by that is that we're looking at Mr. Beast style editing kind of going away a little bit, where it was like the fast-paced editing. In this video, I'm going to blow up a boat, and then I'm going to drop a bomb on this thing, and then someone's going to try and protect this, and I'm going to drive a train off a cliff, and then if that happens, you get $10,000, and you have like 50 different camera cuts. We got Mr. Beast is obviously the most successful YouTuber in the world nowadays, but we're going away from that more. We're seeing smaller creators that have done zero editing, filming in their car. People like Sam Sulek who just film in their car, vlog style, getting millions of views. So keep it simple. Still have some B-roll in there. Still have some jump cuts in there and some graphics and stuff. But keep it simple. You don't need to do hours and hours worth of over-editing nowadays. The key is in simplicity nowadays. So just keep it simple. Next is to invest in gear and yourself. Now, I know I said earlier that you can learn a lot of stuff for free on YouTube, and you can, and you should absolutely do that to begin with. But as I've said earlier, the most valuable asset you have is your own time. And especially if you're like me and you've got a job and a family, you want to try and get as much of that time back as possible. So you need to invest in gear to make your YouTube videos better eventually. Now, I've always said you can just get started with your phone. If you want to get started making videos on YouTube, just use this. This is all you need. You can buy a $40 lav mic off Amazon. I don't think I've got it with me, but you can basically just buy a $40 lav mic. You can plug into the bottom and it just enhances your audio. And that is how you get started making videos, with just this. Then if you want to level up even more, spend $600 and get the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 with the Creator Combo, which also comes with a microphone. That is what I would recommend if you're investing in gear. And if you have got the money to invest, then invest in a professional camera and a professional microphone and other bits and bobs. And that's how you can level up your stuff as you go along. But I would recommend doing it gradually as you go along. But you need to invest in gear to level up. You also need to invest in yourself. And what I mean by that is invest in programs and courses that are going to elevate your content and give you a good return on investment. Now, what I mean by that is there's loads of YouTube growth programs out there that are absolutely worth it. Now, could you just do it yourself? Of course you could. You could just watch loads of free videos on YouTube about how to grow, how to make good titles and thumbnails, and just keep plugging away at that and just keep doing it, because it will work and you will get the results you want eventually if you just keep doing that. But the idea is you want to fast track your route to success without it taking you 2 or 3 years waiting and praying for that outlier blow up video that's going to get you 1 million views and blow up your channel. You want to fast track all of that and get that momentum to go forward. So if you do want to do that, then check out my link at the top of this video, which is my creator Kickstarter waitlist. And this is a live cohort course that I'm building, which is to help aspiring YouTubers to cut through all of the crap, to cut through all of the rubbish, to just get started as a creator. And I'm going to cover absolutely everything: how to set up your channel, all the right gear you need, how to make good titles and thumbnails, how to film yourself, how to have camera confidence, how to do scripting, what sort of gear and equipment you're going to need. I've already said that. But all of the stuff that you need to get started as a YouTuber, we're going to talk about. All the little retention hacks that you can have. Pretty much everything I'm going to cover. All of my 2 years of experience compacted into a 12-week live cohort where you will have 2 onboarding calls with me, one at the beginning and one at the end. One at the beginning so I can understand what you're looking to achieve, and one at the end when we've done the course so I can help you to maximize your chances of success and get you to skyrocket up and get those subscribers that you want. And then you're going to have a 12-week live cohort, which is going to consist of weekly hour-long training videos and then weekly workshops. And then once all of this is complete, you're going to get access to 12 months of a live membership, which I'm going to have, which has weekly group coaching sessions with me. So all of that, click on the link below to join my waitlist for that. And we can help you get started. I can help you get started to grow your YouTube channel and to explode it rather than it taking you 2 or 3 years. So invest in gear and invest in yourself. Next, you need to learn to balance your time. And I've spoken about this. Now, you need to learn how to balance every single asset, every single minute that you have in the day. So let's look at this in the sense that you need to treat every hour like it's $1,000. And then your mindset around your time will start changing. You'll start spending less time in front of the TV watching crap. You'll spend less time doing nothing and wasting time. You'll actually spend time geared towards being productive and doing more stuff. You'll start getting up earlier, going to bed at the right time, getting the right amount of sleep, and you'll start getting into an actual structured routine that you'll find will work for you. Now, there's a lot of people that talk about this. Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of them that talks about you have 17 hours in a day or about 1,000 minutes to make shit happen. And what they mean by that is that if you have 24 hours in a day, let's say you sleep for 7 of them. Most people sleep between 6 and 8 hours a day. So we'll cut it down the middle and say 7. If you sleep for 7 hours a day, you then have 17 hours left. That is about 1,000 minutes there or thereabouts. So you have 1,000 minutes in a day to get stuff done. Now, if you're working during that day, then you have to take off about 8 hours for work, right? And then at least an hour each way for traveling. So that's 10 hours for work totaled. So now you've got well over 6 hours still to get stuff done and make stuff happen. And you think, I haven't got 6 hours in a day. Now look at me. I'm someone who's got a full-time job, 2 kids, a wife, and I still run 2 YouTube channels. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. I'm not a 20-year-old who has all the time in the world like a lot of creators are and tell you that they can get success from doing that. I'm a real person with a wife and kids and a job and limited income. So if I can do it, so can you. You just need to learn to balance your time better. Don't get me wrong, it's very hard. It doesn't always go to plan. It's very, very difficult to get that balance right. And I have to learn to be a bit flexible with it because I have my structured routine. But if one of my kids wake up at the crack of dawn and kick off because they're unwell, they've got a temperature or whatever, then I get a little bit like, oh my God, my routine's thrown out. So I need to learn to be more flexible with it. And that as long as you can be flexible, then you can manage your time effectively and you can get so much done. And you just need to decide what's important to you. And I want you to adopt a phrase into your everyday lifestyle. When someone says to you, can you do this? And you say, no, I don't have time. I want you to change that phrase, and you're no longer allowed to say, I don't have time. You now say, I choose not to make that a priority, because it's true. It's true. There are a few people in the world that have a lot of stuff going on that just don't have the time to do stuff, and they just cannot manage it. But most of us, me, myself included, have the time. We just choose to prioritize it differently. So we choose to come home from work, spend time with our kids, quite rightly, obviously. And then when the kids go to bed, we're like, oh, let's have a glass of wine and watch crap on Netflix. Why are you doing that? Why are you not focusing on your business and what you want to do? And then instead of having that lay-in that you want, get up earlier and focus on the business in the morning for a couple of hours. You've got time. It's just how you fit it in. And then you've got weekends and time off and stuff like that when you've got even more time to fit stuff in. So it's what you choose to make a priority is the key thing here. So learn to balance your time. You've got to get the balance right. You don't want to spend all of your time on business. You've got to spend some time on your family, some time on yourself, some time on doing things that you enjoy. So you need to just get the balance right, and that's difficult. But once you get it right, you'll find a good stride and a good base level. And that's when you'll find you'll get a lot more success. Okay, so now let's talk about the fact that you need to be consistent with YouTube. And what I mean by that is you need to upload consistently. And this is something I got wrong in the beginning. I uploaded 4 videos a week, and then I didn't upload for 3 months. So it's about quality, not quantity. So when you first start, I would say you need to get about 20 videos uploaded. So it is about quantity to begin with. You need to just get a load of videos uploaded because the algorithm needs to figure out what sort of niche you're in and who you're trying to target. Then once you've got the first 20 videos out of the way, focus on your quality and make your quality better. So it doesn't matter whether you upload 1 video a week, 1 video every 2 weeks, as long as the quality is good and the video is good, that's what you should be trying to get right. But you need to be consistent with it. I wasn't so consistent. I uploaded 4 videos a week, then didn't upload for 3 or 4 months. And it was around the time that my wife was pregnant. We was having a second child. So obviously life gets in the way and stuff, but you need to try and just do what you can to be consistent with it. So even if that means cutting down your content to like 1 every 2 weeks, 1 a month, whatever, just try and be consistent with that process, because that is what you should really, really be focusing on. And that's the thing I struggle with. Now I'm more consistent. Now I try and upload at least 1 video a week, and I'm on my community tab a lot. And I am just trying to keep the consistency levels stable. Once you get to that, you'll be okay. Next, you need to be authentic. Now that is what that means is you shouldn't be a YouTube robot. My wife accuses me of having a YouTube voice, apparently, whenever I talk about anything to do with tech, or when I'm spitballing my video ideas to her. I am apparently have a YouTube voice, and yeah, she's like, you're YouTube voicing again. So I try and cut that down, because you just got to try and be authentic and try and be genuine, because people can see through it when you're not being genuine. Like when you see people go, I can be super productive. I struggle with it too, but I can be super productive every single day. And you think, dude, you're like 20 years old, you have a part-time job, and then you come home and you're single and you live by yourself and you can make all the content you want. Like you got to try and just be authentic and resonate with the right audience. And that's what you got to do. The AI is taking over a lot now, and AI channels are taking a bit of a hit because people are trying to just spam YouTube with AI channels. And there's nothing wrong with using AI to elevate your content, but you don't want to use it to dominate your content. You still need to have that human and authentic element. So be authentic. I've said it 100 times. I'm in my late 30s. I've got 2 kids. I've got a wife, and I'm still trying to grow on YouTube. I'm not a multimillionaire yet. Maybe in the future I will be, but not yet. So you got to try and just connect with people and let them know that you are a real person. So just try and be authentic. My next bit of advice is to use the community tab. Now, bearing in mind, you're building a YouTube audience. You're building a YouTube community. You want to try and be authentic to that community. So use the community tab. Use it like you would Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. Like upload like wins on your channel, upload community polls, because that's research. That is getting to know what your audience wants to see. Do image polls. They work super well. They always outperform the best. They always perform the best for every other piece of content. So you got image polls, you got text polls, you got posts and images and all that sort of thing, and quizzes. Image polls always perform the best because people just click on them. It takes the quickest amount of time to do it. So always try to use your community poll to share wins, ask questions, share updates, even life and family updates. Just share the lot, share all of it, because that's your community at the end of the day. When you get to 100,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers, you want to still remember where you came from and still acknowledge the people that got you to where you are today and share your wins with them. So use the community tab. That's what it's there for. And it does actually help with your channel. It does actually get you a lot of subscribers and a lot of reach on YouTube. So use it, because it's only an extra tool. Why not utilize it while it's there? And then the 12th piece of advice that I would give to aspiring creators or new creators is to not get discouraged. Do not start on YouTube and then think, I'm just going to give up. This is my motivational John talking now. You need to just keep plugging away, keep going. Do not give up. You can do it. Look at all your big creators. Think about who your favorite creator is, your favorite streamer, your favorite YouTuber, your favorite creator. They all started exactly where you are. They started with 0 subscribers and 0 views. Now, some of them might have had a lot of money, and some of them might have had a lot of startup capital to get started. Some of them might be young and single and live on their own and have loads of time to invest in it. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that they all started with 0 subscribers and 0 views, and they put in the effort and they got to where they are today. The problem that we have, and I did this as well when I first got started, is that you will look at them and think, oh, well, they didn't have kids. They didn't have, that they had a load of money. Oh, that they're single. they had loads of money. They had a successful family business. They already had a 6-figure business before they started YouTube. They invested all the money into that. The problem is you look at them and then you start justifying their success to yourself. The reality is they've just put in the work consistently for a long period of time and they've got successful. They might have had a competitive edge that you don't have, but that's even more to give you the push to keep going. Because when you're successful, that is your success story. I come from nothing. I didn't have a large following. I grew my YouTube channel whilst having a wife and kids and a family, whilst having a job. That is your success story when you get it. So keep pushing, keep plugging away, and don't give up. That is the biggest bit of advice I can say to someone. Do not give up. It is a long, hard road ahead. It is difficult. It's not easy, as I've said earlier, but it is worth it and it is great fun. And if you enjoy it, trust me, it'll be worth it. Let me know in the chat if I'm vibing with you right now or if you're not enjoying it. But if you are enjoying it, then please hit that subscribe button below and help me to achieve my YouTube dreams as I help you try and achieve yours. But that is it. You just got to keep going with it. Do not give up. Do not get discouraged. And just don't give up. So please just keep going. And if you are enjoying this, please stay subscribed to the channel because we are going to have a lot of good stuff coming up, a lot of good tech reviews, a lot of good YouTube growth education, and a lot of, hopefully, viral videos and success. And we love success. So that being said, let's now jump in to the Q&A part. I know there's not that many people watching live, but if there are any questions, drop them into the chat now and I will answer them for you. You've got probably about 15 or so minutes of Q&A. So if you've got a question, don't think it's a stupid question, anything you want to know, YouTube related, tech related, anything about my setup, anything about me, if you want to know about me, anything you've got, any questions at all, just drop them in the chat and I will answer them for you. If there aren't any questions, it's not a problem, but I'm just going to have a drink and open a window actually because it's really hot in here. Let me just open a window. But just to summarize, I'm going to be doing some more of these, hopefully some more of these live streams. And just hopefully people enjoy them. I might get some value from it. What do I think about YouTube Shorts? YouTube Shorts are really good. That's a great question, Jason. Thank you. Any other questions? Keep them coming. You can ask more than one question. I don't care. Just keep going. And I'll answer them as we go along. So YouTube Shorts. I use YouTube Shorts. And I think my most... oh, I forgot to mention, actually, one of the programs I use, I didn't mention it, is a program called Opus Clip. And it is a... some people use it, some people don't, but I use it and it's pretty good. It costs you $19 a month. And basically what Opus Clip does is you can take a long form video like this, or even a video that's like 10 minutes long, and you can drop the link to that into Opus Clip. And the AI, remember I said about using the AI to maximize support your channel, not dominate. And it basically supports your channel by the AI makes YouTube Shorts out of your video, and it even puts captions on them, and you can make your own templates on what colors you want, what font you want, and all that sort of thing. And it uses AI to define the best moments from your video. And oh dear, my camera's about to turn off. Temperature's too high. I told you it overheats. We're gonna have to switch cameras, people. I do apologize. I'll keep talking. 1 second. This is what happens when you're live. Things don't always go to plan. 1 second. Stand by. Properties. Let me just change my camera quickly. Hopefully we're on. Right, there we go. So there's my camera. You can see it's obviously not the best quality in the world, but it's good enough. It's good enough to get this Q&A part done. So, yes, you upload it. And you upload the video, and it will give you some YouTube Shorts. And then you can post them on your channel. Most of the shorts that I use are actually pretty decent. They do a decent job of performing. They're not too bad. But shorts in general, I think, is a great addition to YouTube. I think that shorts. The problem with shorts is people either use shorts or people just use longs. Right? People view shorts or they view longs. There's very few viewers that will view both. Most viewers will either view one or the other. Now, if you just want to blow up your channel and you just want to get subscribers, then I would focus on shorts, because shorts is obviously going to get the most virality and is going to blow up your channel the quickest, because I've uploaded shorts. I think my lowest one has about 500 views. My best one has, I think, 10,000 views or something like that. Like you're always going to get the best results from shorts. So if you want to get results quickly and you want to grow your channel quickly, then use shorts. But otherwise, if your channel uses a blend of other stuff, I would use it as a supporting act to your other content. That's what I do. So I mainly upload long form videos, but the shorts I use as a supporting act. So shorts are good, but it depends what you want from it. Any other questions about YouTube, about me, about anything really, whatever you want? You can see the Brio stream is okay. So what did we get out of my Sony a7 IV? I'm just interested here. So as you can see, my Sony a7 IV went for 1 hour and 15 minutes before it overheated. So it's not bad. That was just continuous streaming, continually being on, and it took 1 hour and 15 minutes to overheat. So it's not bad. I probably need to get a fan to plug into that. You can get one from like Amazon. I probably need to get one so it will just last forever and not overheat. But that's just a little bit of learning I've done there. So yeah, any other questions for me? So obviously I've got 2 years on YouTube. I've made tons of mistakes. I'm still going to carry on making mistakes, but I'd like to think a half decent base level of knowledge that I can help people with and share some knowledge with people. So if you've got questions, great, chuck them in. If not, then we'll just call it there. So my other channel is oh my god, choked on water. My other channel is called GameHawk, and it's a gaming channel where primarily it's just for fun, really. Primarily where I just play games with my friends and I live stream it. I play mainly Call of Duty DMZ. I played that for about 1.5 years. The problem was, though, is that Call of Duty, my main niche was Call of Duty DMZ with my friends, and the Call of Duty stopped updating DMZ. They didn't include it in Modern Warfare 3 when it was released, and they just stopped releasing any updates for it. So it just kind of tanked. I still play it. I was playing it earlier today, but it's just a lot of the time play it offline. I'm going to probably look to carry on streaming it, but at least once a week. But the problem is the servers are eventually probably going to go offline unless they release it in Black Ops 6 or a new game that they're going to release. So yeah, basically it's a sort of channel I just have fun with, basically. And the editing is a lot quicker because I can just film a video on OBS. It has a feature where you can have a replay buffer where you can record the previous 30 minutes of your stream. So if you're streaming, you just have the replay buffer on, and then you just click a little button and it downloads the previous 30 minutes that just happened. And the good thing is that a DMZ raid or a DMZ game is about 30 minutes. So if we have a really good raid, I can just click, when we exfil or die, I can then just click the replay buffer button. It downloads the previous 30 minutes, and then I just put that into DaVinci Resolve, and it takes me about 30 minutes to edit it, do a quick voiceover of, oh, in this video, me and my friends had a great run and we had some good fun, and then I just upload that to YouTube, and it was just really easy to do. I did some tutorial videos on there as well for DMZ. I done some Spider-Man 2 videos when I was playing Spider-Man 2. It's just basically just a gaming channel that I just have fun with. I don't really have any goals for it. It's just an outlet for me. You put it perfectly. It's just an outlet that I have fun with because I just love gaming, and that's basically what it's for. Another question, is that you use to edit? I have another YouTube friend that uses it, but I edit on Adobe Premiere. Yeah, so as I mentioned, I use DaVinci Resolve. So I'm the king of research, basically, when it comes to any new product that I'm going to use or any new service that I'm going to use. I try and research the hell out of it before I'm going to use it, basically, to get the best value for what I'm going to be using. So when I was looking for an editing program, I looked at Adobe, I looked at Premiere Pro, I looked at Final Cut Pro, I looked at DaVinci Resolve. What was the other one? CapCut or something? Probably CapCut. CapCut was mainly for mobile users and didn't have all the features I wanted. Adobe Premiere was, I think it's about £300 a year or $300 a year. And Final Cut Pro, I believe, is really good, and it only requires a one-off payment of $300, and then you get it for life, but it's mainly for Mac users, and I edit on a Windows PC. So therefore, by process of elimination, I went for DaVinci Resolve. It's completely free. It's used by big film studios, and it's really good. I like it. Like I've not had any issues with it. It's so simple to use. And for someone, if you just want a nice streamlined editing process that's easy, it's easy. It's not complicated to figure out. It's just simple. So I'd highly recommend anyone to use DaVinci Resolve because it's free. I still use the free version and it's bloody brilliant. So yeah, if you want to get started with editing, I'd recommend DaVinci, especially if you want to save some money. What else we got? What else we have? Anything to do with editing or even gaming? I don't mind talking about gaming for a bit, if that's what we want to talk about. But if we don't have any other questions, then I guess we'll just cut it there. We're about 10 minutes short of an hour and 30, so I'm happy to cut it. I wonder why this Brio stream isn't looking as good as I want it to. Interesting. It looks a bit fuzzy, doesn't it? Don't know why it looks so fuzzy. It's not the lens. I've cleaned the lens before this. Right, so people, what we'll do then is we will end this live stream here. Hope you've got some value from it. So if you're watching this live, thank you very much. Please leave a like on the video and leave a comment there about one thing that you've taken away from this live stream. And if you're watching this the replay, drop hashtag replay down the bottom and drop me a comment to let me know what you think about the video as you're going along, or what your favorite part of the video is. And with that being said, thank you very much. Now, also let me know in the comments if you would like to see more of these live streams, because I would like to do more of these. Maybe one a week or something, or one every couple of weeks. So I just need to find some topics that I can cover for like an hour each time. But just let me know if you think this is something that you would benefit from or that you would like. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've got some value from it. Until next time.